have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what I was talking about. Science. What is it all about?
No, I have no clue.
Not a doctor.
Here's what Creepy used as evidence for evolution, and we debunked it last night.
So the evidence I supposedly trotted out has already been debunked by Hovind. Intriguing. Come on then, spill the beans. What marvels of misrepresentation did you conjure up this time?
Bring it on, sister!
I'm practically vibrating with anticipation. Now I know you think you've debunked me, Kent, but can you back up anything you say with evidence? Because as far as we are concerned...
You couldn't lock up a phone, you cunt.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
The fact that embryos of different species look remarkably similar in their early stages of development, again, points to a common ancestor.
That's me. And what I just said in my previous video, that's a fact, Kent.
Not a doctor.
And that is, it's impossible to debunk, like most facts are.
Okay, Creepy, I think I destroyed that pretty well last night. Would you like to remove it? Admit I'm right? Admit you're wrong?
Let me give that some thought, Kent.
A few moments later.
No, because you're not right. So you're not going to show me how you debunked it, you're just going to tell me you did. Well, sorry, Kent, that's not how debunking works.
I can go on if you want me to, Kent. So...
No, I'd really rather you didn't go on at all, but if you're going to, let's just, here's some more of your evidence. Cover one more tonight, then we'll take open mic questions here.
Come on, Kent, you know you want to go on. I think you secretly like me. I mean, why else would you keep making videos about me?
Would you please still be my friend?
To say that nothing in science aligns with evolution, that's either willful ignorance or a profound misunderstanding of, well...
Or maybe it's true. You give two options, neither of which is correct, Creepy. If I said, which is correct, elephants are orange or elephants are pink, what would you say?
Grow up.
You say, I didn't give enough options. They're not either one. You give two options here, neither of which are correct. This is really faulty logic. You need to take a course on Logic 101.
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
Okay, you want more than two options? Well, here they are.
Spank you, helpy helpert.
It's either willful ignorance, a profound misunderstanding of science, or option 3, as requested, you're a liar.
Oh, you're a liar.
Pretty much everything.
I'm wrong on everything.
So which is it, Mr.
Which is it? Gives me two choices, neither of which is correct.
Ah, yeah, but now you've got 3 options, Kent. Willful ignorance, misunderstanding, or you're a liar, liar, pants on fire.
Which is it, Mr. Creepy?
You're a comic genius.
Have you ever considered busting the myth of the Geological?
And have you ever considered changing the record? No, because I haven't made any content.
What did he say? Have I ever considered what?
I said change the record, Kent. You must have heard that over the past 30 years while you've just been parroting exactly the same nonsense.
He hasn't made any content on creation, see?
About young Earth creationists for such a long time. It's almost as if I'm looking at this with a fresh pair of eyes, and it's...
You need to start looking at it and trying to understand it.
Maybe I do. Or maybe I'm just not nuts enough to agree with you.
Because you are brainwashed into believing your dumb religion of evolution.
Well, that's rich coming from someone who seems to have mainlined a very specific interpretation of a very old book and declared it the only truth in the universe. Now, my dumb religion of evolution, as you so eloquently put it, is actually called science.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what I was talking about. Science. What is it all about?
No, I have no clue.
It's built on testable hypothesis, mountains of evidence from multiple different fields, and peer review. You know, the stuff that encourages you to question things, not just blindly accept them, Ken.
You're not looking at it at all, Creepy. Okay.
It's not taken me long to deduce that Kent Hovind does not present any arguments. His entire argument is nuh-uh.
Okay, Creepy, last night I did a whole, 45 minutes on just the one point about the gill slits. That's not a just nuh-uh. Are you going to remove that as evidence, Creepy?
No, I'm not, Kent. I would remove my left testicle before I removed one of my videos, because I know with 100% certainty that every piece of information I share in my videos is backed up by mountains of scientific evidence.
Yes, science!
I know you won't, because that's all you got. And honesty, why be honest if you're an atheist? I mean, there's no God to answer to.
Hang on a second, so are you honestly saying that people can only be honest if they believe in God?
Are you taking the piss?
So to be honest, you have to lie to yourself about the existence. It doesn't matter.
Why don't you do a program on that? Who made up the silly idea of the layers for different ages back in 1797? Really put it together in 1830. Totally influenced Charlie Darwin and still influences students today. And it doesn't exist. Every speck of dirt in the universe is the same age, Callum.
Yeah, exactly like that. All you did then was disagree. You didn't
I presented a clear point. Every speck of dirt in the universe is the same age. Do you not learn how to pay attention yet?
Oh, you're talking to me? No, it's not true to say that every speck of dust in the universe is the same age. Cosmic dust has a wide range of ages, formed at different times and through different processes, and it happens throughout the history of the universe.
I did present an argument. It's all I've done all my life with these kind of things. I present arguments to say, this isn't right. It's much more logical. See, here's the difference. I admit that I believe by faith God created the world in 6 days, like he said he did. It's in the world's best-selling book written by eyewitnesses to the event, okay?
And dare I ask which version of that book? Now, if I remember correctly, creationists use the King James Bible, don't they? Oh wait, it doesn't matter anyway, because none of them are science textbooks. And the fact that you just said yourself that you only believe the earth is young because of your faith completely invalidates anything you say from this point on. Now, if you believed that the earth was young and then said nothing about it, then nobody would care about you. No, wait, scratch that. Nobody cares about you now. But yeah, if all you have is faith, then you have nothing at all.
I admit this is a religious belief, and I'm not asking that to be taught in public schools. You guys have a religion that all the universe came from a dot of nothing exploding, and you want to demand that we all pay for that to be taught like it's science. It's not science. It's a religion, and you're welcome to it. But don't force it down the kids' throat as part of science. Go start a private school and teach evolution. Anybody wants to pay and come learn it. But it should not get a single penny of PAC tax dollars.
Really, Kent? You want to talk about paying taxes? You, of all people.
Present an alternative. You didn't put forward any...
I'll put forward an alternative to the layers of the earth being different ages. All the layers of the earth were laid down in one big flood.
Tell me then, Kent, how did this single flood manage to create the intricate layering we observe, where we can see a clear progression of life forms over what science has consistently shown to be millions of years, not thousands?
So my alternative explanation is...
Wrong? Yeah, we know.
That the tide, during the flood in the days of Noah, while the earth is covered in water, the tide doesn't get interrupted by banging into continents that are sticking up, because there were no continents sticking up. So the tidal pumping, pulling the water up and down, would probably become harmonic and go to 200 feet. Instead of, like Bay of Fundy's 100 feet, but typically tides are 4, 5, 6 feet around the world. In Florida, it's about 4 feet. So if the tide weren't interrupted, the tide going up and down would make the water rush back and forth, and that's what made all the layers that we see in the earth.
Tides are primarily caused by the gravitational forces of the moon and the sun. And while the absence of continents might theoretically allow for slightly larger tidal bulges in a completely water-covered earth, jumping from a few feet to 200 feet globally and harmonically creating distinct, well-sorted layers of sediment, each containing a specific fossil record spanning millions of years, is a leap of faith so large, Evel Knievel would be jealous. He could have jumped the Grand Canyon without falling in. But let me ask you this. How, for instance, would this tidal sloshing sort sediment by density and type with such precision that we see distinct layers of sandstone, shale and limestone? And how would this back and forth water movement explain the formation of things like fossilized coral reefs, which are built up over thousands of years by living organisms in specific environmental conditions?
You should invest in a sand art toy, Creepy.
Yeah? Well, I can think of a book that you should probably invest in as well, Ken.
All the layers are the same age. Every speck of sand in my sand art toy here is the same age.
I dare say the sand is the same age, Kent, in your sand art toy, but your sand art toy isn't the universe, is it?
You guys really need to get up to speed on your geology and on your common sense. But anyway, that's my alternative. Creepy, I presented an alternative. The flood did it.
You did, Kent, so round of applause from me. But I do feel the need to accept some responsibility for poorly explaining exactly what it was I was asking you for. I wanted you to provide an alternative that was plausible or based in reality, not snatched straight out of the Bible.
But see, the Bible says at the end of time, scoffers like you would be willingly ignorant, I mean stupid on purpose, of the creation. They don't understand what the world was like, and they're ignorant of the flood.
Damn, he's got me there, because he's right. I am ignorant of all those things. Because the Bible is not a science book.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you.
By sharing made-up information. Yeah, that's really helpful, Ken.
Got a what, comment?
For your side of this argument.
How do you explain 1 second.
Petrified trees standing up, running through these layers that are different ages? How do you explain that, huh?
You act like these trees are some kind of unexplainable anomaly that defies all scientific understanding. Well, newsflash, they're not. While it is less common for trees to be preserved standing upright, it's not impossible.
I've been waiting for you to bring up petrified trees because, see this lovely picture from my hometown of Swansea? Well, this is a petrified tree which has been dated by scientists, not by the Bible, as being 300 million years old, Ken. And that's in Swansea, where I live.
And we do understand how it can happen. There are a few scenarios. One is a rapid burial by a catastrophic event like a volcano eruption or a mudslide. If the tree is buried quickly enough before it's had a chance to rot and fall over, the mineralization process begins, essentially turning the tree into a stone while it's still standing. Think Pompeii, but with trees instead of people.
Oh, wait, creepy. You said there's several alternatives. You gave one, that maybe it was rapid burial. That's what the flood would do, Creepy.
Well, you can say anything you want about Kent Hovind or young Earth creationists for that matter, but they are nothing if not predictable. I knew he would blame the flood for this. We've already covered why the flood didn't happen, and even if it did, why it wouldn't be responsible.
Here is what you need to explain. You're claiming the layers are different ages by millions and millions of years.
Well, yeah, but remember this, Kent. These are not my claims. This is information I was able to very easily find out and get verified for myself from other, much smarter people than you and I. Especially you.
Not a doctor.
Petrified trees in the vertical position are found by the thousands. And you're right, a rapid burial like a mudslide would do that, only all over the world, like a giant, flood in the days of Noah.
Somebody would do a rapid burial on you. Sorry, I was thinking out loud. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you on Friday. Love you. Bye.
I don't think so.
No, I'm trying to get a little bit fitter than I am. I'm 52 after all, so I've started going for a little walk every morning. But when I went this morning, I didn't see a single other person. But I did see a strawberry sundae, chocolate brownie, and a bit of cheesecake. The streets were deserted.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, ever